Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. Today is our history day, and I am telling you about Masjid Al-Aqsa Part 3. Previously, we saw how Salahuddin Ayyubi, after years of struggle and unity, defeated the Crusaders and liberated Masjid Al-Aqsa after nearly 90 years of Christian control. We had promised to conclude the story in this part, but the truth is the history of Al-Aqsa is far too vast to finish here. Today we continue the journey from Salahuddin's victory to the Mamluks, the Ottomans, and the edge of modern times. In our next episode, we will finally bring this story to a close. The day of liberation, joy across the Muslim world. On Friday, October 2nd, 1187, Salahuddin Ayyubi entered Jerusalem. The city was quiet, not with fear but with awe. The adhan echoed from the minarets for the first time in decades. Muslim scholars, soldiers, and citizens wept with joy. The streets that had once run with blood during the Crusader conquest now ran with tears of gratitude. Salahuddin ordered the cross to be removed from the dome of the rock and the Aqsa mosque cleansed and restored. He didn't take revenge on civilians. Instead, he allowed Christians who wished to leave to do so safely. This mercy shocked the Crusaders, who remembered their own brutality in 1099. Years of peace and protection. For the remaining years of his life, Salahuddin worked to strengthen Muslim control over Jerusalem. He repaired the city's defenses, restored religious sites, and encouraged scholars and worshippers to return. The city flourished under his rule, but even the greatest leaders must one day leave this world. In 1193, Salahuddin Ayyubi passed away in Damascus. Despite ruling vast lands, he died with barely enough money to pay for his own burial, a sign of his humility and service. After Salahuddin, division returns. After his death, his empire was divided among his sons and relatives. Instead of unity, political rivalry and personal ambition weakened the Muslims' front. Leaders fought each other more than they fought the Crusaders. This unity gave the Crusaders a chance to return. In 1197, European forces once again marched toward the Holy Land. Though they couldn't retake Jerusalem immediately, they slowly regained territory along the coast. The loss of Jerusalem again. In 1229, under a controversial peace treaty between the Ayyubid Sultan Al-Kamil and the Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II, Jerusalem was handed back to the Crusaders without a fight. Many Muslims were shocked and angered. The city Salahuddin had bled for was lost not in battle but in politics. For the next decades, parts of Jerusalem remained under Crusader influence until Muslim forces reclaimed it again in 1244. This victory marked the beginning of a new chapter, the rise of the Mamluks. From Ayyubids to the Mamluks. After reclaiming Jerusalem in 1244, control soon passed to Mamluk Sultanate, former slave soldiers who rose to power in Egypt. The Mamluks were fierce defenders of Islam and quickly recognized the spiritual importance of Al-Aqsa. For nearly 250 years, they restored, expanded, and beautified the Haram al-Sharif. They built madrasas, fountains, and minarets around the mosque complex. The famous Mamluk style stonework and gates still stand today. They also declared Jerusalem a major center of Islamic scholarship, attracting students and scholars from across the Muslim world. The end of the Crusader period. One of the Mamluks' greatest achievements was ending the Crusader presence in the Levant entirely. In 1291, they captured Acre, the last Crusader stronghold, ensuring that no Crusader armies would threatened Jerusalem again for centuries. Under their watch, Al-Aqsa remained safe and respected. The arrival of the Ottomans. In 1517, the Ottoman Empire under Sultan Selim I defeated the Mamluks and brought Jerusalem under Ottoman control. The Ottomans were perhaps the most stable rulers Jerusalem had seen since the early Islamic caliphates. Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent in the mid 1500s undertook massive renovation of Jerusalem city walls, the same walls that still encircle the old city today. He repaired and restored the Dome of the Rock and Masjid Al-Aqsa, added new gates and encouraged pilgrimage to the holy sites. The Ottomans kept Jerusalem peaceful for over 400 years. During this time, the Haram al-Sharif was maintained with care, and the city became a hub for scholars, traders, and pilgrims from across the Muslim world. A time of decline. But as the century passed, the Ottoman Empire began to weaken. By the 1800s, European colonial powers were expanding their influence in the region. Jerusalem, though still under Ottoman rule, became a point of interest for Britain, France, and Russia, each seeking influence in the Holy Land for political and religious reasons. The Ottomans tried to modernize and strengthen their hold, but by the late 19th century, they were facing financial troubles, internal unrest, and growing foreign pressure. This would set the stage for one of the most critical turning points in Al-Aqsa's history, the fall of the Ottomans and the arrival of a new era under British control. Closing. Preparing for final part. From Salahuddin's victory to the Mamluks' golden age, from the Ottomans' long guardianship to their decline, Al-Aqsa has survived war, politics, and empire. Yet the greatest challenges were still to come. In our next and final episode, we will explore how Jerusalem passed from the Ottomans to the British, how modern conflicts shaped its fate, and why Masjid Al-Aqsa remains at the heart of the struggle today. Thank you so much for watching and listening my video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Take care. Allah Hafiz.